All right. Well, my internet took an absolute dump. So, yeah. you know, it was actually my internet. It was my uploads were getting screwed. Upper and lower, lower town. Hmm. Can we get on top of this train or what? Come we can't use our key here? Oh, wait a minute. We actually were able to jump down here. Nothing? I thought for sure we had to put the power source here. Hmm. This is from the sewer. I don't think... Is this where we got to do it? Oh, okay. Boing. Got it. There we go.
This summer, one cat, one metro rail.
My microphone is ass. When I listen to it, it gets really loud and makes you turn it up so you can't hear nothing. Maybe I just need to have it where I'm actually talking, you know? Control room, huh? Well, this place looks nice, huh? How may I help you? Helper 477, huh? Man, this place has been kept up, huh? Okay. Walled City 99. Enjoy the world's safest city. Something tells me these robots haven't adapted. I'm actually painting this area. Please be careful of the wet paint. Have a nice day. City sealed. Greetings, inhabitant of the wall, City 99. The door leading to the surface is currently locked due to the, was it confinement procedure. Okay. Please refer to the certified engineer. Or please refer to in. Dang, why am I have such a hard time with this? Please refer to any certified engineer in the control room if you have any questions. Have a nice day. I mean, that place be looking evil. The control room is closed by some sort of security protocol. It says that only humans are authorized to enter. It also says that I am not considered human. Hey, that's offensive security protocol. Maybe if we work together, we can open up the passageway. We're gonna need to. That's weird. That's there, but we can't do anything to that. What are we supposed to do here? Did we miss something? I'm pretty sure we checked this whole area. There ain't nothing. Maybe we can get one of the robots to lift us. That's about the only thing I can think of. He's mopping, so he's not going to help us. Clean window. Please refer to the certified engineer inside the control room if you have any questions. Nothing there. Nothing there. Looks like this is just a copy and paste right here, huh? Let's try talking to this guy. The city has been sealed for safety. Please refer to your certified engineer inside the control room if you have any questions. Have a nice day. Okay. What's this? Nothing? Oh, shit, really? You had to look at it twice? Different. Yeah, we still can't get in there. Ah, here we go. I didn't even notice it. Okay, it's automatic. Nice. Pretty sure the cat would have got shocked. Most likely would have a heart attack. But, you know, hey. This is the control room for the entire city. They controlled everything from here, and it's empty. I remember hating them so much. They have everything. Clean space, limitless power, freedom to move. Little good it did them. The plaque, I remember now. Everyone was dying and they thought they were above it all. They did nothing to help us. I watched my family die. I felt helpless. I couldn't do anything to save them. Sounds about right. But I can still help you. We can still go outside together. I will carry the memories of humanity and the people I loved. Something tells me we're almost done with this game. Ah, there we go. This is the main computer. According to the mainframe, no one has been here for years. The whole city is stuck in lockdown cycle from long ago. If we disable it, should be able to leave. We need to bring the rest of these systems online. These computers hold the data we need. We need to turn them on. While you do that, I'll look for passwords and encryption keys to get into the system. These long rows of computers need to be turned on. Okay. Good work. Good job. I found it. I know how. I know how the city. I know how to open the city. Something's off here. Wait, maybe there's a way around it. Roof control. System is locked. There, that's the workstation to open the city. But there are several layers of security preventing us from using it. And we need to do what we do best. Me, I'll hack the machines, and you destroy some stuff. Okay. What? Oh, okay. I knew the clawing would come in handy at some point. The system is taking more than I expected. Intrusion alert. Oh no, we gotta keep on going, huh? Okay. Okay, this one's offline. Where's the other security stuff, huh? Here's another one. What are we supposed to do? This one's locked, but I didn't see any other way into it, huh? Alright. We triggered some sort of security. Ah, there we go. Must have missed that. Ah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He is gonna die before we finish this next one. Just gonna say. Do we need to do this then? This is the only one left right here. Hmm. Thanks, Bill. Nah, that's okay. I don't even know if I want to go, but it's just a couple things. Oh, yeah. Alright. What's up, Memer? I just noticed. Close the door if you can. How do we do this one? I thought maybe like water. You know, to get that last little thing. But our little friend here is smoking. As far as I can tell, this is the only system left. Maybe these little cabinets come undone. Weird, what the hell? We broke this. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. I can't talk to him either to find out where... Like, what are we supposed to do here? Uh, did we not hack this thing? Is that what we did? We didn't hack this one computer. We just broke it. Okay. Well, got it now. I think. I think. um, I think this little body is done. It's okay. I'll be all right. Just carry me to the workstation. We can disable that alarm. That's it. We're safe. Listen, I have something to tell you. I knew the power required to disable the city control system would be immense, more than this drone body could handle. But with the security now disabled, can take control of the systems and open the city. Override it could destroy my software. But I made the choice when I hooked into the first computer, and consequences it could bring, and the consequences it could bring. What? How am I skipping these words, man? Crazy. What are you trying to do? Oh, we're hacking this thing. I think we're getting ready to beat the game. I'm sorry. We won't see the outside together. I thought I needed to carry on the memories of humanity to hold on to the past. But I see the future is the companions and you. Here, let me let me take that off of you. You're my friend, the best I could ask for. Thank you. You didn't make the trip. It's actually a person that downloaded their consciousness. Memer. It's basically the last human consciousness. Sorry about that. So did the entire game take place underground? No, it's in a city with walls. That was a fast game. Yeah, it's only $30 though. It took me 10 hours to beat it. There were some things we could have done that we didn't do that could have gave us different endings, but you know. Oops. Might be getting laggy. Now what do we do, huh? I guess that's it. Now what, we just go back outside, I think? We did it, kids. Oh, it's still going. Nice. What about the cat's family? Back in the day, it would have took weeks to beat a game. I know, right? They really have changed it. I was saying to people, like, they need to get $100 a game. The problem with game developers is that they don't realize that a lot of people buy a shit ton of egg games, games that just suck. We buy a shit ton of them before we find an actual good game, but those good games last for a really long time, right? Pretty cool. So all it took was some sunlight, huh? Those things can't live in the sun. He's like... So the cat's family, we fell into something and then ended up in the city. You thought Endgame was good, but what about Stray? Oh, I'm still in control of him. We're gonna run into his brothers, I bet. The replay value sucks now, and days too. Yep. I hate to say it, man, but we're in the beginning of the end for the video game industry. I've met more people recently that absolutely hate video games. I mean, seriously, like they used to play them. Now they think that there's just a way to steal life away from you. I mean, seriously. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I will say that with everything that's going on right now, life has just gotten a jillion times harder with with gasoline being that way, Biden, the things he's doing. I mean, it's clear he's punishing white people. I mean, that's what I feel like. I feel like he's just doing nothing because fuck us, right? Fuck our retirements. Screw everything, right? Because we had our chance or something. Meanwhile, almost every nationality that there is has come together to say that if you're white, you're privileged, so you can't say a single thing. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but that's not true. And if you want equality, you can't just shit on one thing. Isn't that the same as being racist or slaving, right? And I'm going to tell you, when people wake up from their shit, it's going to destroy what we know, It's going to destroy what we know as being... let me turn this down. It's going to destroy life. I was actually saying this a while ago. I was like, just to show you how crazy it could get. You know what I mean? Just to show you how crazy it could get. If you look at what Trump did, he got just 5,000 people to follow him to go storm the Capitol, you know? And I go, what about when the guy's actually right? When it's like, hey, you know, we were in control of a lot of stuff, you know, in the past, and he's going to unite. He's going to unite a lot of Caucasian people. Yeah, he's going to unite them, and then once that happens, I mean, look at what white people have already done. We pretty much control the entire earth. We've all been sitting on our asses just waiting. You know, and I mean, I can guarantee you there is a perfect opportunity right now for somebody, you know, I'll just say to start the oppression again, if you know what I'm talking about. I know it sounds crazy. Most white guys I know, they just don't want to deal with it. You know, nobody Caucasian wants to deal with the stuff that's going on. But we're getting to a place right now where I'm starting to see, you know, like I said, if somebody unites us, let's just say, I don't know if I'd want to be around for that. You know, I just think it's like this, it's like, you know, equality. People are taking their rights back. They're not being given it, but they are being given it because people are allowing it. Because they're like, hey, you know, I see you guys are having a hard time. Here you go. But most people I have talked to, and I'm not shitting you about this, most people I've talked to, they basically are going, you know, oh, white people have had their chance. Now they can't do nothing. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that as soon as that becomes like breathing, it's gonna be an opportunity for some madman or for some good person to reach equality, you know? I wish it was better. You know what I mean? I wish it was a better thing, but you know, what can you do? What is going on with my stream right here? I just realized that my chat isn't working. Let me sign in to my thing real quick. Why is Streamlabs not working? You see overlays. I can see it now. So strange. Let's check this out, huh? Let me go and refresh this and see if it actually starts showing. Wow, that was weird. It was frozen. Did not know. Yeah, I ain't saying this to scare people. I'm just saying that, you know, it seems to me like anybody that's not considered Caucasian, which is kind of weird because Italians, I mean, because I'm Italian and Portuguese, they're not really kind of included on that, are they? Unless you're an American, then you're just considered Caucasian. But in reality, you know, we took just as much shit as anybody else. You know, both of those nationalities. And I go, It took a lot of pressure and a couple of. Let me turn down my microphone a little bit so it's not like blowing ears out. What's up, Bill? What you doing? Need help? Hold on, I'll be right back. All right. Okay, I guess that's pretty much our run on this. Will they come out with a some sort of a? I'd say right now that game's set up to where they could probably bring out a DLC about the outside. You know, probably bring up a DLC about the outside. Yeah, anyway, I ain't trying to say some scary stuff or anything. I'm just saying that, we got right now we got what the two factions going on. We got Democrats and Republican, and they're so far reaching apart. Like right now, because the Republicans have basically, they're basically don't want people to have abortions, which I know it's not every Republican, you know, but I'm gonna say that we just basically when if you're talking about civil rights, we have lost. I mean, that's a huge civil rights loss. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. If we lose gun rights, and I'm not even a gun owner, but if we lose gun rights, I can tell you right now that what makes America America is going to be taken from every single American, and that's why nobody wants to give up the rights. You know, the problem is all these shootings. All these shootings and stuff. It's crazy. Let me see. No, it's to keep us divided. Let me see. It's the have versus the have not. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It seems like a huge divide, but let's go back in history. Seriously, let's go back in history and look at. You know what I mean? Like if you think about, let's talk about and the monarchs, right? Look at what France did. You know what I mean? France, what France has done. What they did. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, dude. It's not even that. You got black versus everyone. You got you know you got any nationality in between. Seems like they're anti-white, most likely because they've experienced some sort of racism. The thing is that if they run into 10 people and one of them, or even say one of 50, are racist, well, we're all racist, and that's not true. We're not all like that. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I've met a lot more people that used to be, not racist, and now I've met them and they are completely racist because they've had 15 or 20 experiences. And I'm going to go ahead and say that, um, it's not about equality anymore. It's about getting more rights than anyone. And I understand that, but I got to say that when you say the people that have it versus the people that have not had it, let's just talk about like, was it Democrats? Democrats right now, like if I was president or if a Republican was president right now, I would say if it was a Republican, we would most likely have a reversal on abortions. Seriously, I would assume. Um, a lot of the states too. Just telling you guys, a lot of the states that are are anti-abortion, for instance, are they negative? Is that what it's called? Negative abortion people. They're basically making it so retired people can't even live in their state. They have to go out of state unless they want to get charged taxes. So why would those states do that? It's because they're going to burden the other states around them, which is obvious, right? That's money I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The have versus the have not. You're talking about the Republicans and the Democrats. The thing is, the Democrats are, in my opinion, worse right now, or as bad. But I'd say it's the lesser of two evils. You know, the lesser of two evils. Like if you support Republican, then you support basically women getting raped and being forced to live with their rapist because they can't go nowhere else and no one else is going to want them. Do you know how many people back in the 20s and 30s were stuck in a relationship with somebody that just treated them like absolute garbage, beat them, and treated them horribly? And I mean, these are the things we're talking about right now. It's crazy. A fun little video game, though, I'll just say. But yeah, I mean, when I look at the stuff and I see it, I don't see it as being just that. I see it as like this. You got like Democrats that are not going to help their own people. They only care. I mean, like Democrats, in my opinion, are worse for poor people than Republicans. You know, because I'm not exactly rich. You know, I'm barely making it. You know, I'm just comfortable. I'm not even comfortable actually. I'm just on the edge of not being comfortable. And I'm going to say that as soon as the tax increase happens, which is what they're probably going to do, that's going to really slap me in the face to the point where I'm living uncomfortably, to where I won't even be able to do anything other than to maybe play some video games that are free, you know? And then anything besides that, though, I'm screwed on. So, so yeah, I'm just saying, hey, it's a scary thing to think about. You know, when you go, how has it become? It's like this. The extreme have taken over. You know what I mean? The extreme have taken over. You got the extreme Republican and you got the extreme Democrat, and they're the only people. They don't sit there and go, "Hey, we have to meet in the middle." At this point, and I mean, I really feel like this started when Obama became president. I don't know if he's at fault for it, but I do know that ever since he was president, it's become one extremist after another. That's why I voted independent. Yeah, you can't really vote for your own thing. I mean, honestly, I mean, where are the people for poor people? You know, where are the where's the it wouldn't be Republicans or Democrats. What would it be? Where's the people that talk for I mean, I don't think people realize how horrible homelessness is. And I mean, those people, the only thing they did wrong in their life was have mental health. That's it. They were born with a defective brain and they are thrown away. And I go, why not just kill them? Why not just kill us when we're born? Seriously, do a brain scan. If it doesn't meet the requirements, just put us out of our misery. I mean, shit, it would be better than just being thrown out onto the streets, you know? I have mental health, and I got to tell you that, I barely function sometimes. If you guys see me, watch me through this gameplay, do you think that I can't read, or do you think that there's something preventing me from reading a sentence properly? What happens is I mix words up. I mix words up. I do all kinds of stuff, and that's because I have mental health plus I have brain damage, head injuries. So like I said, it's people look at me as being defective, and as soon as they see that, they just basically bail on me. They're like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about." You know, I'm like, it's not really about what I'm talking about. I'm saying from my perspective, and from your perspective, everyone's perspective counts. The problem is it's a what is it? It's a power struggle. That's all it is right now. And the thing is that it's just going to be going one way and the other. We're going to have like what 4 years of you know Republican followed by 4 years of what Democrat. You know, maybe get up to 8 years. But like I said, Clinton, I think, was the only person that Bill Clinton. I think he was the only one that kind of really met in the middle, didn't he? He met right in the middle. But you get where I'm going with this, right? I'm just saying, like, the problem here is that we're looking, we're only looking at ourselves and we're not looking around us. And I hate to say it, but that's exactly what the United States does to its citizens, and then that's what it does to each sect of each citizenship. Meaning, if you're an illegal alien, then you're the low of the low. If you go, to the poor people, then you're the low of the of whoever, right? That started with Bush, I believe, with mental health hospitals closing down. Well, here's the thing, Mr. M. A lot of people don't know about those hospitals. Is they're worse than prisons, dude. Seriously. Like I heard people go, "Oh my God, mental health have to go into prison." At least they can be around people that are not mentally ill. And I got to tell you, you can't even go outside in one of those hospitals. And if you think that you're not going to have to do sexual acts that you don't want to do, that's why they closed them down, man. You can't just open up those hospitals and just cast people into the thing. It's like all these gun shootings and shit. Those people aren't mentally ill, most of them. They want to die. It's suicidal. They're not mentally ill, but they'll get pegged as mentally ill because people don't want to see mental illness. Here's the problem. every other generation suffers from mental illness. And because of that, people just, like I said, they'd rather just sweep it under the rug. I could tell you right now, if it was 1980, you guys wouldn't even hear from me. You know what I mean? If it was 1980, I would have been locked away and I would have been put on drugs that are so harmful that they destroy your brain. And guess what? You can't even say you don't want it. You can't say, hey, I would rather be homeless. You ever wonder why most homeless people would rather be homeless than to live in a hospital? It's a prison. You can't go outside. You're forced to take meds against your own will. You know what I mean? And I can tell you right now from experience that drugs they help you with your mental health, and they are way less dangerous than most of those the mental health stuff. I'm serious. There's only like 4 medications, and all of them give you severe weight gain and they give you memory loss, and they ultimately destroy your brain. I mean, they do. They suppress the brain. It's one of the reasons why I go, it's not hospitals we need, man. We don't need little mini prisons for people we don't like. I'll just tell you exactly. So, in the 1900s, they made a rule where you needed 3 people to commit somebody. That means like a wife, your mom, and maybe someone else, family. If they would sign a piece of paper, they could commit you. Now, let's talk about all the different types of illnesses. So we're talking from minimum bipolar. That means the smallest level of bipolar all the way up to dementia were thrown into these mental hospitals. So we're talking like schizophrenia, like we're talking like bipolar all the way to like schizophrenia, even multiple personality disorder. And most people that have multiple personality disorder are not criminally insane. Most mental health people, by the way, most mental health people don't ever commit a crime. They might talk to themselves, they might even get upset, but they don't actually get arrested. Why? It's because they're not, it's just like regular people. You have it's like, what is it? I think it's like 1.5% or something, or 1.9% of mental health people become violent, and it's usually later on in their lives when they lose control, and they become homeless. They start using drugs because they can't afford medication. Most mental health people aren't giving social security, or even given, what is it called, food stamps, because they don't even know how to do it. And some of them can't even read. And I'm just saying, it's like, you know, it was actually Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the one. He had his father. His father had, I think it was either Alzheimer's or dementia, and he was getting like basically like tased every day. His father, and from when his father was fine when he went in, and when they went to visit him, he was an absolute mess. They literally tortured people in there, and I'm not kidding you, man. They won't even show like all the videos of this stuff that they kept to show people how mental illness is, was like basically proof that they were basically just torturing people. They were torturing them, giving them electric shock therapy because they were violent towards others. Just trying to tell you, it is not a simple case. And I got to tell you, think about this. Armed guards that protect our prisoners sneak in more contraband than anybody. You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones that get the drugs to the prisoners. They're the ones that give all the shivs and knives and stuff and metal through there. They're the ones that sell that stuff. Look at what they did to Jeffrey Epstein. You know, I think that was his name, right? Anyway, Epstein. I don't care. I mean, the guy deserved it, but somebody paid those guys to do it. They paid them a lot of money. They were going to do 3 years in prison. I can guarantee you that they're set up for their entire life, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. So think about the corrupted people that take care of mentally ill people. Mentally ill people need serenity. They need peace. They need no stress. And the thing is, you can't give them that unless you want to kill them. Just going to tell you that mentally ill people will always be mentally ill. There's no way you can stop mental illness through hospitalization. All it does is just make it so you don't have a homeless guy on the corner. And I got to tell you right now, they need to just basically give out affordable housing. They need to basically make it so those homeless people got to do something to get it. Something little, you know? They just got to prove, hey, I want to have shelter. It's not about restarting your whole life again. Because I can tell you right now, none of these people are capable of work. None of these people are even capable of sitting in a hospital. I'm serious. They just can't do it. I'll explain it to you, right? On the lowest end, you have a mood disorder where you go up and down without, like, it's like this. You could be watching a scary movie and all of a sudden you feel happy, or you're watching somebody get chopped up on a horror movie and you feel really low, or you feel really high. And most people just assume, hey, this person must be using. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's the right now the people that are shooting up schools and doing these shootings. These people want to die. It's death by cop. This isn't mental illness. This is basically people that are sick of their lives and they're going to take out as many people with them as possible. And I got to say that why would they want to do that? You know what I mean? Is it because they're mentally ill? Or is it because they've snapped? Like I said, not all mental illness is created equal. Like I said, I'm on the lowest spectrum of mental health. I'm the part where I do not qualify to continue working, but I also, I'm in the middle there. You know, I'm actually a lot worse than that. I just don't like to say it, so because it's like kind of like downing yourself because I'm trying to be better than that. But in all reality, if I was really honest, you know, there's a level where you start hearing voices, right? There's a level where you start hearing voices. And I got to say it's scary. Here's the thing, most mentally ill people don't know it. They believe everyone around them is exactly like them. And what they don't realize is that they're actually coming up with ideas that aren't even their own. Most people with mental illness at first think that it's their own thoughts. Like, you should punch that guy. Don't let him get away with that. Or hey, these people are out to get you. They think, yeah, why am I letting people get? Yeah, it's a good thing my brain told me that. Well, guess what? That ain't your brain. That is that voice you're not supposed to listen to. Do you think any mentally ill people believe that? They don't. They believe that the voices they're hearing are actually their own thoughts. And by the time they realize it, they're usually 27, dropped out of school, don't know where they are, and they're on some medication that a doctor prescribed to them that's absolutely killing them. So since I've been taking, you know, mental illness medication, just gonna tell you, I have lost my gallbladder and become diabetic. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, guess what? One of the rare side effects of that is I could also lose my spleen or even a kidney. So if at any time me taking the medication I'm taking right now, like I said, I've already lost my gallbladder and I'm diabetic because I'm taking the medicine. I'm not kidding you. What's up, Bill? We're okay. We can go anytime. Yeah, don't worry. Huh? No, I'm still eating. But anyway, I don't want to scare you guys and think. I'm just trying to tell you, like, from my point of view, I go, I would have been locked away and I wouldn't have got out. I'd probably still be in there. Because there's no reason for them to ever let me out unless what I behave good. I basically can become a psychopath where I don't listen to my own thoughts. It's really hard to go against what you're thinking. I'm serious. It's very hard. It's like quitting cigarettes or even heroin. It took me 15 years just to even comprehend what I'm telling you. Because I mean, it always it seduces you. It seduces you. It's like I said, when you follow it, you feel good. You feel good when you're following that voice. The only problem is you're hurting people around you, and you can't listen to it. You can't listen to the stuff that you're thinking, and no one does that. That's why you see people talking to themselves. They're like under hypnosis. It's like this. If you give yourself such bad drug psychosis, like like I said, this is what happens. Somebody becomes mental health. They smoke marijuana and they have a really bad trip. They don't tell anybody, but they're now mentally ill. They don't know it, but they've just had a psychological break, and it was triggered by marijuana. So these people continue on with their life. Well, eventually around 27, it gets so bad that it requires some sort of medicative help. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's not like people go around just stabbing people or hurting them. What they do is they harm their family. They yell at their family. They tell their family they're out to get them and stuff like that until the family doesn't want anything to do with them. And then the family just basically leaves them on the street to die. Back in the old days, you could lock the person up for being harmful like that. You could lock them up, in a hospital, but that guy was never coming back. If you look at the statistics of how many people got out of those hospitals, like you literally had to be cured. Well, guess what? There's no cure. And I mean, so you're born with a mental defect, which I'm going to go ahead and say was most likely because of some sort of man-made material. We're talking about like all the lead they were putting in. How many people had lead poisoning and were hospitalized that were misdiagnosed? Do you think anybody even cared? What about all the rich guys? If you guys go and look, somewhere around 60 to 70 years old, or even 50 years old, every single guy that had money, all of a sudden their family would just lock them away. Wow, they just needed 3 signatures, right? Man, they didn't even need like a doctor. They just needed to have 3 signatures saying he couldn't take care of himself anymore, and they would just lock him away, right? And he'd be in prison the rest of his life. Meanwhile, the kids inherit all the money. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can misuse that hospital system. I mean, you can misuse it I mean, it's horrible. And I mean, the amount of money that it requires. It's like this. I'm just saying this. Look, if you gave them homes that they could go to that were safe, mental ill people and homeless people, if you gave them it, it would be way less than any hospital would ever be. Just going to tell you, hospitals are more expensive than prisons. You know what I mean? Because they have to have the medications on stock. They have to have specialized, teaching. They have to have, larger than normal people to handle some of the mental illness people. And some mental health people, even if they're only 5'5", I mean, could you imagine how hard you would fight if you thought that people were trying to kill you? And that's one of the ones that makes somebody violent. That's schizophrenia on another level. That's paranoid schizophrenic. Now, I only say this to you, man, because it's a simple idea to hospitalize people. But like I said, what was it? I think it's like this. Like I think it was like one out of 10 women were not raped in the mental hospital. We're not talking by clients. We're talking by staff, people. I'm serious. If you go and look at that, like if you look at the statistics, it's why it makes no sense to lock away people. You lock away people that are violent. If they're getting arrested and stuff, you lock away those people. You don't lock away people that have bipolar 1 or bipolar 3. They're not a danger to anybody. They just verbally are assholes. They're asshole, but they don't punch people. They don't hurt them. They just have wild mood swings. We're talking like up, down, and they might even have like some sort of psychotic thoughts, but they never attack anybody in their entire life. And it's like I said, it's just like humans. A lot of people, if they could get away with it, would probably kill somebody. I would assume it's probably the same with mental health. But there are those rare few that do want to do it. So if you think that there's not hospitals that deal with those people, there are, man. It's just they change the rules. Like right now, it's like, hey, if you're mentally ill and you're screwing up, you're not taking medication, and you're going wild and throwing stuff on the counter, you're going to go to the hospital regardless of what you want to do. If you're violent, you're going into the hospital. So, like I said, the system we have now is way better. I know it doesn't seem that way, but all the homeless people in LA are a really good example. How many of those people are actually mentally ill, and how many of them can actually get, medication? They don't even have, like, they'd have to fill out an application just to get Medi-Cal. Most of them don't even know they qualify for it. I'm serious. They're that stupid. It's insane. I don't think I could show you any of those things on YouTube. Like I could show you on Google. I could show you like the percentage of what it used to be like. How many people died in there? What was the average age there? Like I said, it was only like 49 or even 50. Because honestly, like eating hospital food sounds amazing, but guess what? When they have hospitals that are like taking like Bellevue, for instance, places like that, when you got like Bellevue, they give you the cheapest stuff possible. You end up dying, at an early age. Just going to tell you. So you have a medicine that slows down your metabolism so that your brain slows down so you don't, so you don't freak out. And then on top of that, they're feeding you like the cheapest meats they can. Beef, hamburger, turkey, things like that. Turkey sounds expensive, but not when you're buying it the way they do. But most mental health hospitals back then would have 2 turkey dinners a day. They had people in there that were so obese they couldn't even move. And it's like I said, you can't give somebody meds like that. Here's the thing: back in the day, they used to give us. It was called. And it destroys the brain. It's not Seroquel. It's called Thorazine. That's it. So imagine this, man. Imagine you had your first mental health breakdown because you were under drugs and you punched somebody, right? They see you're out of your mind. They send you in there. They put you on 500 milligrams of that medicine. Well, guess what? If you were not mentally ill, you're going to be now because that medicine destroys your brain. I'm serious. Like if you give somebody 500 milligrams, they can't even move. I'm serious. You can't even move. It's like a straitjacket would be probably better, and it would actually not be permanent. Do you know what I mean? They don't even bother. They just basically drug you. Now they give you like medicines that are like opioids and shit. I couldn't imagine that. They get you hooked so that you don't want to leave the hospital. Like I said, violent people when they're taking medicine are actually okay. Is that weird? Yeah, the medication's harmful. Yeah, you might have weight gain, but it does help. It helps. It takes like 40% of the mental illness off of you. So I personally go like this. They need to come up with drugs that are safer. They need to come up with a better way to deal with mental health. Opening up hospitals for $1 trillion, which is probably what it would cost, is stupid. Like I said, all that's missing right now is homelessness and access to medicine. You know what I mean? Like somebody needs to be there to go and get these homeless people signed up for Medicare or for whatever, right? So they can get the medication that helps them. They also need a safe place to live. I was saying this before. Most homeless people would live in a 6x6 cell as long as they could go out every day. So I'm just trying to tell you, like, it is possible to turn a prison into a housing place. I'm serious. And I mean, as long as they can leave and go do what they do and go do drugs, they're fine. They're quite happy living that way. I'm just saying, if you don't want them robbing you and a guy, I think it was a guy who was mentally ill, hit somebody or hit some girl, and she had no idea what happened to her. She got knocked out. That's like a once in a blue moon thing. Seriously, once in a blue moon. But anyway, don't listen to me. I'm just saying, Let me see here. The terms of whatever install, yes. So yeah, it's like I said, it's not Bush. It was actually Reagan. Reagan was the one that closed down the hospitals. He made it a law to where that couldn't happen. And it's like I said, dude, could you imagine you're like 55 years old and you start having signs of dementia, and then they go, he doesn't have dementia. He's obviously losing his mind. They throw you away. Instead of having like 10 years of where you might forget where you are and then go to your bed, you basically wake up in a prison cell every day. Could you imagine that? Like, just kill the dude. Seriously, just open up death sentence. If you have it, just kill him. I mean, I don't know about you, but if they wanted to lock me in a hospital because I wasn't acting the way they wanted to, I would rather be dead. You know what I mean? I would rather die. Would you? Would you want to go through that? Like, well, I'm not mentally ill. Anything can trigger it. Like, you may not even know it, but you might be on your way to have it. One marijuana joint, you're done. One head injury, which a lot of people don't know this. What causes mental illness is when your neurons don't really align right. Well, guess what causes that? Head injuries. So if you're on the job one day, right, and a brick hits you in the head, and it could trigger, like, it maybe not at first. You're just gonna have a concussion and you're gonna feel fine. But about 7 years after that, you're gonna start having mental health problems. And whatever side of the brain you got hit in is what's going to happen. If it's in the frontal lobe, you're probably going to become paranoid. You're probably going to become a schizophrenic or maybe even bipolar. Some head injuries just basically make it so you stop producing certain stuff in the brain. It's like one minute you'd have fun doing all these things that you enjoyed, and the next minute they just don't seem fun anymore. You just can't seem to find happiness and you become depressed. And then maybe because you can't get a diagnosis, because they don't actually look at your brain because CAT scans cost too much money. They're not going to, no insurance company is going to cover that unless it's absolutely crazy. That started with Bush. Okay, I thought a new comment was said. Anyway, uh, we have just finished this. I'm thinking about yeah. There's like I can give you 1,000 reasons why all that they need to do is basically give better service to people like that, and then housing, man. You know, here's one of the biggest mistakes: open up a building and give people housing. You know, with 90 people living, on one floor. You can't do that. Those big like concrete, elevator things. You can't have that because you're going to end up with people with mental illness and kids. You have to have like an open area with maybe tops 3 stories. That's it. You can't go any higher than that. The reason why is that they can barricade the top floor off so that police won't actually go up in there. It's happened before, and we're not talking about mentally ill people. We're talking about, drug dealers. They'll move into a building like that and just take over a floor. You know, they all can wear masks and stuff. You got to come in. You should look at England if you look at that. You cannot have those high-rise slum places with, bad electrical and bad cable and everything. But I'm just trying to point out to you guys that just locking people away isn't enough. You need to lock away the people that are, that are definitely harmful to themselves and others. You can't have those people need to be in a hospital, but everyone else shouldn't. If you just have mental health and you're like, you got to go in for a med check because you're hearing voices or you're having all these horrible things happen to you because your meds stop working, and then you're in a hospital and somebody else hits you, guess what? You're going away. You're going to be locked up. That's all it takes. It's like you telling me that that's not a possibility. You know what I mean? If you get hit by somebody, you're going away. You have to basically keep away from everyone. You have to basically be on guard all the time. It is not a fun place. It's as bad as prison. I'm serious. As bad as prison. It's worse than prison because in prison they can't force you to take drugs. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's see what else we got instead of talking about that stuff. That's some pretty deep stuff, huh? Yeah, it scares me because I'm like, the system we have right now sucks, and that there's a lot of homeless people walking the streets, and they think, why isn't that person in a mental hospital? You know, it's because those people need to be in a hospital. The ones that hit you, they're obviously violent towards people and should be put away. You can't just lock away every homeless person. It's not going to make a difference. Somebody is always going to snap worse. Like I said, most people will use drugs so that they'll feel good about themselves. But the problem is, the more you use drugs, the worse it makes your mental illness. So at some point, if you keep using it, your drug psychosis becomes so bad that you lose sight of what's even going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, it happens in prisons the same way. It happens in hospitals the same way. You know. Anyway, enough about that. I just pray that if they do decide to open up more hospitals like that, that they take into consideration that it's a really good way to get rid of people you don't like. You know what I mean? I mean, here's one of the worst things, and I'll just end it with this. There were more people in there for things that had nothing to do with mental health than there were people with mental illness towards the end when they actually closed them down. We're talking anybody with Alzheimer's, dementia, um, you know, concussion syndrome, any of them. You know what I mean? Like, how about this? The new one is what where an explosion goes off next to you, and it messes up your white blood cells, or it messes up your brain matter. And then because you were in the army, and a bomb went off too close to you, and then what? 7 years later, you're gonna be living in the hospital the rest of your life. It's like I said, it's what there's a reason why they stopped it. If they go back to it, I'm gonna tell you right now, evil people will be hella happy. So what? It'll be back to the good old days when you could rape a girl. She couldn't do anything about it, and then if she wants to have any help, she has to continue being raped by you. They've done this stuff. It's horrible. Or if you're mentally ill, you have to do sexual favors if you want to get out of there, right? If you want to actually have good treatment, you're going to have to sleep with every single person in there. I'm serious, dude. It is no joke. It is scary. It is a very scary situation. And I hope that before they do it, they think about that and go, let's not do that. All right, so I'm thinking about what I want to play. I was going to play some Minecraft, but I'm actually really tired. I think it would take me a lot of effort to mine, and I'd probably go to sleep if I was mining, resources. So trying to think of something else we can play. Alien Colony Marines is an old game, but it's actually really fun. Doom Eternal, Zombie Army Trilogy. I actually need to uninstall this. Left 4 Dead 2. We have Back 4 Blood, which I only played it, it's only about 8 hours of playthrough. It's very hard to beat because each time you lose, it gets harder and harder. And then if you're playing solo, it can be even worse. Is this all I have? I mean, this is all I got right there. I do have I do have other I do have other games I can play. If I could type better, I'd play Among Us, but Alien Isolation I think is one of the best games of 2000, right? Or is it 2010? Like, that was a good game. It takes a long time to beat it. It has really good cutscenes. You're constantly being, the alien is constantly around you. I can't think of any other game that's like that. You know? Gary's mod. I tried to get into Metal Gear, but I just can't get into it. The whole rank system to me is just like, it's just boring, man. The whole rank system's boring. Portal was a super good game too. So was this one. This was a really good fun game. I should probably replay it. We could replay this because I did it over on I did a was it I did this game over on um oh, what the hell's the name of it? Do I have the thing for it? Oh, there it is. I did it over on Twitch. And I'm not doing Twitch anymore because I only get like one person watching me. I also don't like I don't like some of the stuff about Twitch. I mean, like, it's fun and stuff, but the whole like I like the fact that you're not getting copyrighted and stuff. The biggest issue is that I get better stuff from YouTube, or from, I get more viewers from YouTube. So that always works out better. All right, let me I think I may have to end the stream and then restart it. Otherwise it's just going to say I'm playing Stray still. So I guess since we're here right now, I will go ahead and what does it do? We'll do Star Wars. Fallen Order. What we're looking for is, let me see, wallpaper. See, which one do we want to look at, huh? This one's probably the best one. It's definitely a fun one. I am pretty sure that this is from, what's it called? And then we just need a, oh, this is probably the actual original. This is probably the original picture of the one we grabbed. It looks like they just cropped it out here. Look, they just cropped it out. Look at that. No matter what, the artistry of this was done by the Pete game developers. So this should be the best one for me to use. We also could go back through Stray here in a little bit. There was a couple of things I didn't do, which one of them was to get all of the sodas. You know what I mean? I was hoping at the end they would give you an opportunity to kind of go back. Like if you go to the door and be like, hey, you should probably go back if there's anything else you've missed or anything else you'd like to pick back up. You know, something like that. That would have been nice. Actually, we'll keep that just in case. I could probably store these in my pictures. Okay. Pictures. Thumbnails. I should have been saving them all along, but you know, let's go ahead and do that. All right. Go ahead and rename this. Works for me. All right, I'm going to end the stream, but I'm just going to restart it here in a second. I just got to change the title. I don't know why YouTube doesn't allow you to change it live. You can only change it when you start the stream. Once you do it, it kind of locks in. I could go in and change it, but then it then sometimes it just shows like I equal X with a big white background. I don't even know why. It's weird. Anyway, I will be. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Should I play this later tonight? I do have to go to the store. Shit. It's 11:45 for me, so I gotta go to the store. Hmm. All right. Okay. The hell? Weird. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go shopping and pick up some stuff. So we'll just call it a day. I did have a lot of fun playing Stray. Thought it was fun. Fun game. It only took, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably about 8 hours. So for $30, you get 8 hours of entertainment. Now, obviously, I've played games for a while, and if you were to basically break this down to like a 2 hour sitting, you know what I mean? If you waited 2 hours and then played it again, you could probably get this to be a lot longer, and you'd probably get a lot more out of it. And if you make sure you get everything, what I was missing was they only gave me 3 total sodas in the very first one when I got into the slums. There was one thing we could have purchased, which was a picture, and that picture, I don't know what it had on it, but I didn't get to see it because we never got the third soda. I finally got a soda, but all my other sodas were gone. So, but there was a picture. I guess it could have been a clue. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.